morning from New York. I'm Damon Roberts. You know, beverage companies historically have found success by delivering on two product attributes, quenching thirst and great taste. But with today's time-crunch multitasking consumer demanding more from all consumer goods, beverage developers are adding value to their products, and most are doing so through the addition of nutrients. Now, when it comes to water, most of us remember a time when water was free. Well, in fact, it still is, but that does not stop the world from spending over $100 billion on bottled water a year. Now enter alkaline water. Alkaline water delivers balanced pH, which aids and enhances our busy modern lifestyles. But alkaline water bottling companies need more than just cool bottles, chic labels, and a smooth taste to grab the eyes and taste buds of consumers. To compete with decade-old companies like our next guest in its ever-growing brand must broadcast their science behind their water. Today on Wide World of Stocks, we start our four-part series on the functional beverage industry, the fastest-growing sector of the functional food market. And my co-host for this quarterly series is one of the leading experts in the field, and he's also the president and CEO of the Alkaline Water Company, a company that many believe meet the standard for greatness that I outlined here in my opening. And he is Stephen Nicholas. And Stephen, an honor to have you as my co-host on the show today. How are you?
I'm great, Damon. How are you?
I'm very good. And, you know, I want to get into everything Alkaline 88 and with the company here in a second, but you heard my opening, my statement. Am I right about the beverage industry, the functional beverage landscape right now, and water specifically?
Absolutely. We're seeing a resurgence at this time of functional waters, or again, premium waters have really come back strong over the last couple of years. I've been in the industry myself since 1980. In the bottled water side of it, actually started with Anheuser-Busch in 1973. So I've seen a lot of trends come and go, but this is a very strong trend that I believe will last for many years.
Yeah, so the Alkaline Water Company, for those you don't know, is a fully reporting public company trading on the OTCQB under ticker symbol WTER. So you kind of started there, but tell the viewers a little bit about your background in the industry.
Well, again, I started with the Anheuser-Busch Company selling beer in Southern California for about 5 years. And then I moved to the beautiful islands of Hawaii, where I opened the first bottled water plant in the islands called the Waterman. And since the 90s, I've been focused here in the United States and in countries such as Japan, and Mexico, selling sort of different and innovative bottled water and other beverage products. So today, with 36 years of experience behind me, I'm still one of the reigning experts in this category.
Yeah, so tell me about your beginnings at Alkaline. When did you come to the company? How did you come to the company? And give me the beginnings of that.
Well, I've been involved with alkaline waters since the late 90s. I was part of the original team that launched the Essentia product, which is one of the best-selling alkaline waters today in the marketplace. Alkaline waters for years has been relegated to the health food industry and to certain individuals who understood the benefits of alkalinity in their body. And all of a sudden, over the last couple of years, that knowledge has now spread to most of the consumers. And we're seeing a real consumer awareness of alkaline diet, alkaline water, what makes something alkaline. And we're seeing some phenomenal results. People like when their bodies become more alkaline, everything seems to work better. So I think alkaline water is finally here to stay. I think it's now become mainstream.
Yeah, well, we got lots to do today here on the show. Stephen's going to be with me for the whole show. We're going to talk about the company. We're going to talk about the industry. We're going to specifically talk about his product, which you see I have right here on the set. Amazing product. We're going to talk about where you can buy it as well. We have lots to do with Stephen Nicholas, CEO of the Alkaline Water Company, symbol WTER, and we'll do it all when we get back right here on Wide World of Stocks. All right, welcome back to the show as we continue with part one of our four-part series on the functional beverage industry. I'm joined by my co-host on the show today for all of these shows. Really exciting. The president and CEO of the Alkaline Water Company, symbol WTER, and that's Stephen Nicholas. Stephen, welcome back. Tell me, we left segment one talking a little bit about your product, Alkaline 88. Tell me about the product and how it's evolved over the years.
Well, the company itself is actually less than 2 years old. We've had phenomenal business growth in those 2 years, where we can comfortably say that we're in over 10,000 retail outlets, and we're in all 50 states, which is pretty amazing for a small startup beverage company that really has done everything on its own, aside from our wonderful network of brokers and retail partners. But in those, like I mentioned in the earlier segment, I got to give a lot of credit to consumers. Consumers are really coming forward and stepping up and starting to take control over their diet, over how they feel. And we're seeing this not just with baby boomers who are, getting all of the maladies that one can possibly acquire as you go through life, but we're seeing millennials, we're seeing the Gen X generations. Everybody is starting to become aware of what it takes to maintain good health. And certainly drinking alkaline water has both immediate results and can really benefit people in the long term.
Yeah, so let's go right into that. Health benefits behind alkaline water, because again, some of this is new to people. You do see a lot more places popping up that are pushing the benefits of alkaline water. So tell us some of that science behind it and some of the health benefits of alkaline water.
Well, it's difficult for me as a businessman in the industry to make any claims whatsoever as far as what our product can actually do for you. So let's make sure that we're all clear that I am not a physician and I'm not making any specific recommendations. However, alkaline water has proven to be very, very good at relieving heartburn or digestive health issues, acid reflux disease can be very, very treatable with, of course, drinking both alkaline water and, of course, following your own physician's recommendations. I have a lot of friends who tell me that it helps them a great deal in joint discomfort, whether it be arthritis or gout or anything like that. I can't tell you how many people have come up to me in trade shows and in other locales telling me how they beat back one disease after another because their doctor had recommended they go on an alkaline diet based with alkaline water. Even just yesterday, I had a gentleman come up to me because his doctor had just not only recommended that he drinks alkaline water, but that he drinks Alkaline 88. And there's an important difference between us and a lot of other alkaline waters. There's 3 ways that you can make an alkaline water for sale here in the United States. You can either get it naturally from the ground, such as Icelandic water and a few of those that have a naturally high pH. Mountain Valley Water out of Arkansas has been in the market for over 100 years, selling their alkaline, natural alkaline product. You can buffer water, just like adding Tums to water. I mean, it's not that type of thing, but you can buffer water to get a higher pH, which reads high on the alkaline meter, or you can use electrolysis. Now, electrolysis is an amazing science that actually converts the water molecule into both an acidic and a alkaline stream, which allows us to basically create our water product. We are similar to all of the major alkaline brands on the market today, all use electrolysis. It is a far superior method for obtaining alkalinity. It also infuses a free radical, or it eliminates free radicals, which allows it to basically also help in battling any type of disease that you might have in your body.
Yeah, you actually answered my next question. What's that your process? That's really amazing. The company's been extremely busy this year, and like you already referenced, your number of your distributors and stores carrying you has just exploded. Like you said, you're in all 50 states. Talk to me about what these numbers say to your shareholders. What should they be paying attention to with these kind of numbers?
Well, again, I am a water guy. I am not an expert stock guy. I do feel our company today is somewhat undervalued. We do have a very rosy future. Obviously, if anybody is following our press releases. They can see that we are moving quickly in adding more and more major retail partners to our list of customers. We are getting excellent reviews from both physicians, consumers, trade magazines, and I just think that we're the company to dominate this particular category. My goal is to be in all 75 major retail stores in the next 12 to 18 months. I think today the alkaline water market is beginning to approach about 100 million, I would say, in potential revenue, with the chance to go far beyond that. And I can't imagine a company that has a better positioning statement than Alkaline 88 in today's market.
Yeah, it seems like you've been really focused on your core competencies and your overall growth trajectory. I mean, has there been one key to the last 12 months, or has it just been an overall plan that you guys have just implemented really well?
No, there's been a lot of surprises for us, very pleasant surprises. I think our packaging is far better received than I had ever thought. I did not realize how many people don't understand that high pH is alkaline. A lot of our competitors simply reference the fact that they have a high pH, but not many people, I assume, must have taken chemistry class, because it doesn't translate to the consumer as an alkaline product. The fact that we're now one of the only companies in the United States that can actually use the word alkaline on our label makes us stand out again with consumers. You don't have to be a PhD to understand who we are and what we do. So that's been quite a surprise. And I'm amazed at the knowledge of buyers across the country. I've got to tell you, when I go on a buyer call, if it doesn't take me more than 5 minutes to get the buyer to agree to bring the product in, I'm shocked. And it's not just because of me, certainly. It's because this buyer understands, has been monitoring, and is aware of the growth of alkaline water in his store.
Yeah, I like you said, you talked about, you guys are down to every detail, even your packaging and how you sell, the quantities you sell. Are there any new initiatives on the horizon that you guys have been thinking about that may take hold through the next years to maybe, I don't want to say change that up, but are you always constantly trying to think of how to improve? Are there any new initiatives that you're kind of rolling through the, kind of seeing how everybody feels about it right now that may take effect in the next 12 months?
Well, Damon, one thing, my philosophy is, if you're in the science of anything, you can never be satisfied for where you're at.
Absolutely.
Science is one of these things that moves forward no matter what. And if we claim to be science-based, which I do, then we will never cease the looking at better and more efficient ways to deliver the benefits of our product to our consumers. And I think, again, that just goes across the board. It's not just the beverage industry, but it should be anything. And in fact, I like to see, after 36 years, that a lot of the most successful beverages in the market today are science-based nutritional beverages. We are getting away from just flavor benefits, and we're now getting into the minutia of beverages that actually make you feel better and help you extend your life.
Yeah. You mentioned a little bit about value before. Let's talk a little valuation here. Do you think the market do you think the market appreciates right now the number of distributors, joint ventures, things that you guys have put in place to market Alkaline 88? Has the market taken that into effect yet?
No, absolutely not. I don't know, maybe I need to do more shows like this, Damon, and I appreciate the fact that you've invited me on to be a co-host. But no, obviously, there's not a lot of people out there that truly understand the beverage industry from an investor standpoint. Again, if you just follow our press releases, we are very, very trackable. Again, we are this is a 101 course in how to move a beverage product across the country and then eventually internationally. We're very open about what we do. We do not fear competitors. We encourage competitors because again, a rising tide, all boats go up. And hopefully we are one of those leaders in what will be a dynamic and probably, I predict in 10 years, alkaline water will be the most drinked alkaline or beverage in the United States.
Unbelievably interesting stuff. We got lots more to do. I want to bring Steve back in the third set here. We're going to talk some marketing, what's going to happen in the next 12 months, and we'll do it all when we get back right here on Wide World of Stocks. All right, we're back on the show. We're speaking with Stephen Nicholas. He's my co-host for our 4-part series we're doing here on the functional beverage industry. Stephen, welcome back. I understand that you guys, your management team, has developed a proprietary, cost-effective distribution process that's going to allow you to effectively provide inventory nationwide. Tell me about that.
Well, we believe firmly that our logistics strategy is what's going to allow us to maintain our position in the marketplace. We've now expanded to 4 manufacturing facilities across the United States. We're doing what is called forward warehousing, where we're analyzing certain specific markets and we're beginning to warehouse our product in those markets that have some of the highest volume. We do intend to add at least another 2 to 3 manufacturing facilities here in the United States over the next 12 months. We have a fantastic logistics department headed up by Dan Lowry. I only wish that the price of gasoline would go down a little bit and that would help our profitability, but it is what it is and everybody faces that problem.
Yeah. Another thing when I really dug into you guys, one of the things that interests me is your management team, in particular, Mr. Ricky Wright, who has extensive M&A experience. I think he's had over like 100 transactions. And it seems to us here that you have the internal infrastructure and talent around you to be a potential takeover target. At some point, is that a viable option for you guys down the road?
Oh, clearly we will be a takeover target. If you look at the history of beverage companies, pretty much any beverage company that obtains a run rate of about $20 million a year, which traditionally always represents about 1% market share, you're gobbled up. And if you're not gobbled up, then your segment of the market becomes highly competitive or hyper competitive with the introductions from Coke or Pepsi or Nestle or any of the large beverage companies. If you look at the history of companies at that level, they generally are valued anywhere from 6 to 7 to 10 times revenue, depending on their position in the marketplace and whether there is still a huge opportunity for growth.
So not to step back a second, but I also want to ask you this. We always say that companies go public either for 2 reasons, either to raise money or to use your stock as a weapon. Are there any synergistic acquisitions in the company's future? Do you guys look for things like that where you may be able to use your stock as a weapon? And is there any plays out there for you guys?
Well, Damon, that's kind of an interesting question because actually it's a lot easier to grow through acquisition. We wish that there was more synergy between us and some other companies that we could roll up into our public entity, but there's really no looking at other roll-up partners at this point.
Well, it's all very, very interesting. Again, we're speaking with Stephen Nicholas. He's the CEO of the Alkaline Water Company, trading on the OTCQB under symbol WTR. Stephen's going to be my co-host for all 4 parts of this series on the functional beverage industry. And we have about 30 seconds left. Stephen, tell everybody if they have questions, where they can give questions to you, where they can check you out, and most importantly, where they can buy the product.
Well, you can start to buy the product in almost every major grocery store across the country. We are in a considerable amount of health food stores. Just really breaking into the East Coast, West Coast. You can find us in many, many, many locations in the Southwest and in Southern California, where our most mature market has been. You can always get us on Amazon.com as well. And go to alkaline88.com. That is our website. We have both a corporate site and we do have a commercial site. And we look forward to the support of everybody out there on a stock side and from a consumer side.
Absolutely. All right, great show today, Stephen. It was a pleasure having you on. Looking forward to catching up with you. We got 3 more to do. It's going to be very exciting, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for the opportunity, Damon.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for the show today. Like always we say here, information is knowledge, knowledge is power, and we'll be back here tomorrow on Wide World of Stocks.